What's up, my freaking people?
What it do?
Jay.
What's going on?
Another one.
Yes, sir.
DJ Cali, holla at us. All right, last episode, man, it was dope.
Absolutely.
Like, we went everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
We traveled a lot of different places, and we finished up the podcast with, do you remember the statement?
My boy CJ.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shit. Daddy, do we play to win?
Oh, man, that touched my heart. I feel like we have so much to discuss and discover on this one. And I'm personally, Jared, I'm going to stick to fitness on majority of this. I know I'm going to get out of pocket and talk a little life because it's just what we do here on the show. But, man, that hit me.
It should have.
It hit me, man. It's one of those things. So my boys play soccer, and they play basketball. And I think the reason why it hit me the most is because I want to see him succeed even when I'm not here on earth. You know, when he's 60 and 70,
Yeah.
and he's teaching his kids and grandkids how to win, I want him to pass that forward and not settle for life and what it offers. Like, go get what you want.
Yeah.
You deserve it, right?
Absolutely.
And I think of that as we think of the people that we train, the people that trust us to help them get the results that they desire. Hearing that, Jared, seeing that, Jared, what is your motivation on teaching people to win when they may have never won before in their life?
My motivation is the feeling that they can get, the feeling that they might not have had. Like you said, they might not have won.
Yeah.
But that win feeling, especially when it comes to sports, like there's a reason the celebration is just so exciting. There's a reason when, let's just throw a random name out there, when Villanova beats whoever for a championship, there's a reason 100,000 people try to storm the court. They don't have any people at the stadium, but there's a reason 15,000 people storm the court. Like,
you know what's crazy?
winning.
You said that team?
What?
That was when the Twins were born. When Villanova hit that shot at North Carolina, right?
Oh, yeah.
They were born the very next day. Wow. Keep going. I'm sorry. That threw me off, guys. Oh, how did Jared know that? But, yeah.
But no, that's why I love sports. I actually love sports so much because of that, because you get the winning feeling. And it's sports translates, I think, so much into everyday life. I know I love the parallel, but I know like speaking from a sports term, you know, you train, you work your butt off, and defeats hurt. I remember you were talking. The boys were getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying Tina just got super nervous.
Yeah.
And she didn't get nervous because, I'm nervous to see how they perform. She got nervous because these boys have been working so hard.
Yeah, man.
And I don't want to see them lose.
Absolutely.
So there's always that reality that comes with the other side of winning championship, like winning. And I feel like there's the high and the low. And with, everyday people living your life, there's also that high and that low. But I get the satisfaction of getting to help you experience more highs than you get to experience lows, and that's winning.
I love it. What do you think my answer was? So, CJ, to kind of bring it back to the beginning, we're at the crib and we're talking about sports, and he says, "Daddy, should I be playing to win?" What was the answer?
Hell yeah.
What you mean? What you mean?
Absolutely.
Why though? For those that are wondering, because I'm going to go there today. Yeah, because it's fresh on me.
Absolutely.
I love the YMCA. They have one of the cleanest facilities for gyms and the things they provide. But the YMCA way of sports, it just doesn't exist in life.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't get a medal. You don't play a game and nobody keeps score. And that's why it was important to me. But we're going to definitely go there because it's personal for me on that one.
Yeah.
But why is it important to teach people that they should win? I think fitness.
For fitness, I believe it's important to teach people that they should win because I hate putting it like this, but I'm going to put it like this.
Yeah,
Winning is a driving factor for you in life.
Absolutely.
Point blank, period. You work to win. You work for a bigger paycheck. You work for to take care of your kids. You work for some people work for status. Like some people, everybody have their own or has their own, driving factor. But at the end of the day, whatever
That's
that
real.
end result is your win. So everybody's working to win.
That's real.
At the end of the day, if you are in an interview, you're interviewing, and if you get the job, you won. Somebody lost, right?
Absolutely.
So it's literally like that, I think, through every avenue in life. So even with fitness, if you have a goal, you're working to win.
Yeah.
Right? So you have this body that you want to show off, right? You want to create this trophy. In order to get that trophy, you got to win, right? You got to go through whatever it is, whatever training it is you have to go through. Diet. You have to win mental battles. Like every single thing you do in life, I feel like you have to win.
I love
so why not train to win?
Absolutely.
You have to do it anyway.
100%. It's I guess for my boys, from EJ, at that moment, because Caleb was around there and Tina, and I think Tina she has these moments where they ask questions to Daddy.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I'm glad they asked him and not
Let me hear what he said."
Right. In that moment, I just looked him in his eyes, and I thought of him not ever winning until he became 50 or 70. Why wait decades until you finally win? Or what if you've been winning and you don't even know that you're winning?
Yeah.
Or, so long story short, when he said, "Hey, Daddy, do we play it again?" I was like, "Absolutely." He gets excited when I talk like that. So he's cheesing. I was like, "Don't you want to win? Doesn't it feel good to win?" He's like, "Yes, Daddy. I want to make a shot, Daddy. I want to." He goes on and on about what it takes for him to win.
Yeah.
And I think for me, and everybody has a different route. You may be totally disagreeing with what I'm saying, but for my household and the way that we're going to run it is that you work your butt off to achieve the desires of your heart, and you can live with the outcome of that. My thing is, I didn't have the luxury of growing up and things were given to me. Nobody gave me a business to run. Nobody gave me education. Nobody taught. I didn't have an NBA coach teach me, or a collegiate coach or personal trainer to teach me how to play basketball. Like, I went out and learned that thing for myself, but I believe those tools of learning, that trial and error, creates the character in you. And I think for fitness specifically, which I want to really tag into today with, is a lot of times we don't work out, we don't have a fitness journey with nutrition to win. Because think about it. If you really think about it, and I'm going to put this on a 2-shot so they can see both of us, Jay. I think that the thing that I'm really curious to see in the comment section is how many times have we went to the gym with no purpose? I've done it several times. I think there's been moments where I called you like, "Hey, Jay, like, hey, I gotta plan this out."
Yeah.
Or what can I do? And it's not that I'm shooting for perfection in myself. It's just more like I want to train towards a purpose.
Yeah.
Because if you train without a purpose, then where's your measurement tool?
Exactly.
So, yeah, you train to freaking win. Down below, what are you trying to win right now? I guess is the question I'm asking. Like, what are you really seeking to win in fitness?
Yeah.
Now, I start with you on that question. What are you personally, Jared, when it comes to fitness? What do you want to win in?
What do I want to win in? I want to get to that question.
Okay.
Before I get to that question, I want to harp on something you just said that I think is super important.
I'm with it.
You said a measurement tool.
Yeah.
I believe in order for anybody to win anything, you got to be able to measure it. Like if I just went in the gym right now and said, "Oh, I'm gonna go get a good workout in," if I didn't have anything to measure that good workout other than I felt good.
Yeah.
There's no measurement behind it.
I like that.
When the scoreboard strikes 0 in sports, I'm gonna keep drawing this back to sports because we're talking about winning, and obviously, that's the core. But when the scoreboard strikes 0 and the score is 70-30, 71, and that's measurable, I can get a feel from that because it's measurable.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it's the same thing in a gym and in a program, right? So if we come in here and you have to hit. And this is, I'm going to get real specific with numbers, but let's say, you're doing bench press and you're trying to increase your bench press over the course of 6 weeks. And week 1, you did 135. Week 2, you did 145. Week 3, you made a big jump. You got to 200.
Yeah.
Like, that's measurable. And you're starting to see the wins. But if you come in and you just like, I'm just going in to work out, it might be a little easy to kind of get down on yourself because you feel like you're not winning, even though you might be making those jumps, but because you're not measuring it, you don't know.
That's it.
Yeah, that's like us going to the park right now playing.
That's it.
1-on-1, but we're not keeping score. I feel like I made more shots than you, but I don't know.
Right.
Who's winning?
Right.
I don't know. And that's what we do when we go to the gym. And I bring that to myself because I do it too. I'm guilty of it as well. I'll go in the gym and go work out to feel good. I was really telling on myself when I said that, y'all. I go in the gym and just, I'm going to work out my legs today.
Right.
And just come up with a quick workout. And then the next week, I want to feel the same way, so I kind of increase it just a little bit, but I don't do it to where it's measurable.
Yeah.
But I know for myself, like if I'm seriously gonna sit here and say I want to gain 3 more pounds of muscle, I know I need to draw out a plan to measure 3 more pounds of muscle.
That's good.
So yeah, that's what for fitness wise for me. I am to the point now where I do want to gain a little bit more muscle mass, but for me, honestly, I want to focus on macros and hit those.
I love that.
So for me, measuring that out, that's my next big challenge. And honestly, it's to set me up for later in life.
Absolutely.
Like right now, I feel like I'm at a good point of good like maintenance in life, but for later in life, I want to practice good habits now, so that when the time comes later, when my body hits those changes that I know it's gonna hit, I want to have already.
Yeah.
I already have it down. I know what I need to be doing. So.
I love it. Solid. Let's tie that in with the challenge that's going on. So the challenge, we have a 10-week challenge for the members of Mean Green. There are 5 things they need to hit. All right. Number 1, they have to take a picture, starting with the foundation, a measurement tool going forward. Number 2, not 5 bottles. It is 5 bottles of water, but it's 80 ounces of water.
Okay.
Number 3, workout 30 minutes a day. And that workout can be, or move for 30 minutes a day, can be walking the dog, yoga, whatever that component may be. 4th thing is tracking your food. I think that one is the one.
Yep.
And I think specifically there are many ways you can track your food, from calories to macros. And I think out of all the things that they need to do, that's the most challenging, and we'll touch on it. And then the 5th thing, empowering yourself with some type of education, whether it's reading or listening to a book that's inspirational or educational or whatever it may be. So now we talked about those components. Let's start with the macros. I think this one's going to be interesting to kind of hit, because you can lose weight just tracking your food. And what I mean by that, just knowing what you're putting in your body, like you're going to win, right, at a certain measure. Then you can also track your body by calories.
Yep.
You can track your body by portion sizes. You can track your body. My favorite is macros. Is there a certain way? Well, you just said macros, huh?
Yeah, I want to say macros.
Okay, so why macros?
I know portion sizes is easy, but I feel like portion sizes is the graduation from macros.
Yeah.
Because once you learn exactly how much, let's say you need, and macros kind of starts with calories and then breaks down into your specifics. But let's just say you start to learn what 25 ounces is and what 8 ounces is and all of that kind of stuff. Once you practice it and you're able to see exactly what it looks like, then you can start doing portion sizes onto. But when it comes to macros, you're literally teaching yourself. You're weighing your food. You're dry measuring food, all of that kind of stuff. So it's a good teaching factor to actually help you get a good idea of what's going into your body. So and it's very specific. So one thing, what do people say? Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Like if you calculate your macros and hit them to the T, you're going to see those results without question.
Absolutely. Well, let's go here then, Jay. Certifications teach us that it takes 3,500 more calories deficit to see a pound loss, right? So that means if you lose if you burn more than you intake, 500 calories a day, right? You do that 7 days a week. That is 1 pound a week. And if you do that to 1,000, then you'll lose 2 pounds in a week.
Yep.
So that is true.
Yes.
So I don't want them to take what I'm about to say out of consideration. You will lose weight if there's a deficit of those calories. All right. The thing that I want to talk about for Chris because some of you may relate to Chris is that I don't really want to lose muscle.
Correct.
I want to lose fat. But when you're going off just calories, it's hard. Going back to that term and word we've been using, measure.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to measure whether you're burning or losing muscle because you don't know exactly what you're putting in. You just know the calories.
Yeah.
Jared, why is it you said that you want to do it? Why specifically would you go macros versus calories? Or did we just say it?
I know. I was about to say we about to hit it on the head.
Why
but,
not?
I mean, it's literally what you just said. How can I know if I'm getting enough protein and staying at my calorie count if I don't count my macros? I can't. I literally can't. If I'm gonna go eat this piece of chicken because I know I got protein. I'm gonna go eat this steak. And then for dinner, I'm gonna have some lentils and some vegan protein.
Yeah.
I still probably might not have hit my protein goal. I might be over in carbs. I might be over in fats or under in fats. I don't know because I'm not measuring any of that. But if I look at the calorie count, I might be right at the calories that I need. So I feel like I won, but am I winning?
Right.
Probably, in 2 months when you've lost 3, 4, 5 pounds of muscle, you might. So
yeah. And you know what? There's different. How's that saying? Different strokes, different folks. Did I say that right?
Yep.
It depends where you're at in your fitness level. If you're not worried about muscle, and you're just worried about what the scales say, and you know that your body move well at a certain weight, man, calories, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what Chris is about to do,
and
what Chris is and Jared, what we're doing, and what I would love to educate people with. So, Jared, I think one thing that is sometimes taken the wrong way when it comes to calories, because I used to teach calories for years, how to lose weight, is losing them, is using your calories the right way, and sometimes they can be abused, right? And what I mean by that, if you're eating 500 calories a day and saying, oh, now I'm gonna burn 1,500 in a day, like, that's not healthy. Like, you catching all type of headaches. You upset at everybody. You pissed. You looking at other people just mad.
Yeah.
Like, do you really want to live life that way? With the macros, with the different 10 pounds, what I've noticed personally for me was I like to eat.
Yeah.
I like to freaking eat. I want some chicken. I want some steak. I want some mashed potatoes. Like, there's a lot of things I like to have when it comes to food, but being able to have macros give me the opportunity, Jared, to have those foods, right? Yeah. If it's just calorie, then it's like I'm trying to, I gotta eat this and I can't eat that. Man, I'm not gonna live like that for the next 10, 15, 80 years of my life. Yeah. Like 80, yeah, not 10. I'm gonna be here for another 80.
Come on, bro.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, how sustainable is it to say, hey, I'm about to eat 800 calories for the rest of my life? Now, if you're a boxer, that's different.
Yeah.
If you're training to get on stage, that's different. You're going to a specific goal to get there.
Absolutely.
But for me, I'm looking for sustainability. I'm looking for something that I can do and learn like the back of my hand. So now I can look at a piece of chicken and be like, oh, that's 8 ounces or that's 12 ounces steak, whatever it is. But my goal for you guys, if y'all hearing anything I'm saying, is when you know there's a certain amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fats that are in your body, that need to be in your body, and how to fuel it. The confusion comes with calories is when you're trying to burn so many calories and not eat that much, you're not fueling your body to move the amount of calories you're trying to move. And what I mean by that, if you think, Jared, I'm going to ask you this question, see what you think. And be raw with it.
Okay.
If you're eating 1,000 calories, I just seen Creed 3. If you're eating 1,000 calories a day, but you're trying to work out and do the workout that they said, I don't know, not Michael B. Jordan, the other actor name. Do you know his name?
I haven't seen it yet either, by the way.
I ain't gonna spill nothing. But the one that all the girls like, right?
Yeah.
They said he worked out 3 times a day, right? For him to gain that much mass, could have he done that on 1,000 calories, even though he worked out 3 times and he had willpower and he worked really hard and he had the best trainer, he had the best gym, and he had the most money to pay for the most things that most people can't buy.
Yeah.
If he ate 1,000 calories and worked out 3 times, can he do that?
Absolutely not.
Why and why not?
Why? Let's focus on. Let's think about y'all's hardest workout, right? For us, I'm gonna consider I'm gonna say beast mode game trials.
Okay. No, that is harder. It's not the games.
Not the games, the trials, the actual workout itself, because we critique and we do stuff. So those workouts, I burn at least 1,400 calories. At least.
In a workout.
In one workout. And for them, they are doing stuff like that because it's their job, right? Your body has to be ready for this role that you're about to make millions to do.
Yep.
So that's one of two or one of three, whatever that is. So he's probably, let's just throw a rough number out there, burning upwards of 4,000 calories a day if he's doing that much.
Easy.
If he's trying to trying to get that swole, it's impossible. I'm gonna say it out there. It's impossible to burn 4,000. Let's just say 3. It's impossible to burn 3,000 calories in a day, eat 1,000, and expect to grow any muscle.
It is impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. Hold on, close up, Jed. It is impossible. Tell them one more time. It's impossible. You cannot eat 1,000 calories and expect to do what J.J. Watt is doing.
Absolutely.
Your body is going to break down. Your body's going to try its best to store. You're actually going to put on weight.
Yeah.
You're actually going to put on weight because it's going to store. And I think that's just the misconception of what you see sometimes on social media.
Yeah.
Because people say on these crazy, trendy diets that they're doing. They're saying that they've been in the gym for 4 hours. And they wasn't in the gym for 4 hours.
It's honestly, y'all.
Come on, dog.
This is my plea to y'all. Don't overcomplicate it. Seriously, don't overcomplicate. It's so simple when you think of the basics of this whole macros and how everything works. And look, you tear your muscles, right? Let's imagine protein is a roll of tape.
Mm-hmm.
You tear a muscle, you tape it up. You tear a muscle, you tape it up. Tape it up, tape it up, tape it up. That's how your muscles continue to, it's the binding thing. It binds your muscles and continues to grow and rebuild them. But you keep working out and you run out of tape.
Yep.
And then you keep working out, but you're not replenishing your tape. You're only breaking down your muscles, but you don't have anything to continue to repair them. And that's what we're doing whenever we decide we're going to work out 4 times a day, but only eat 800 calories. That's what we're doing. We're tearing our muscles down, but we have nothing to help tape it back. Like we have nothing to repair them. So essentially, you're breaking your body down. So now these muscles that are aiding in our joints, the stronger your muscles, the stronger your joints. When you're tearing the muscles up and now they're weakening up, now you're weakening your joints up. So now you have bad knees and wrists and elbows and shoulders because your muscles aren't strong enough to support your joints the way they're supposed to. And why? Because you worked out hard and you didn't replenish your body. It's that simple.
Absolutely. I think, Jared, I have to say this to make sure they understand. If you're going to a competition and you're trying to get on a stage, a physique stage, or you're trying to hit weight because you're an MMA fighter, we're not talking to you. No, we're not talking to you. So if you're doing some type of challenge and you're trying to get there, we're not talking to you. You get there. You do your thing. I'm talking about what Chris and Jared is doing currently and what we're doing in our challenge, and what we want to educate all you guys on is the sustainability of the decisions that you're making. So I had a call with a gym member. She's my buddy. What's up, friend? And we had such a great conversation because she was, going through the journal. And I'm going to address this for everybody. And I might use this as a clickbait or a snippet on Instagram. The challenge, if y'all notice, for those that are doing it, we didn't give a menu out to say follow this perfect food plan. The goal is just to track what you're eating. That's it. And what that does, it makes you look at things in a different perspective. I had the phone call that I wanted with her. I wish I could have it with all of you. But hopefully this conversation, Jay, that I'm about to share with the world, it's the same thing maybe they're dealing with and thinking. Yeah. So she's going through her list of what she ate. Yeah, I can't remember everything, but I think the morning was a smoothie. I was like, all right, what else? She's like, that's it. I was like, okay. What'd you eat for lunch? And I think she ate some. And girl, I ain't saying no names, so nobody knows. So I love you. Then she was like, I think turkey sausage, and it was a very small portion. She cut it up, and I think she had like some fruit on the side, and that was for lunch. And I was like, all right, what you eat for dinner? She said the same thing. I was like, that's all? And she's like, yeah. And I felt over the phone, Jay, I felt like, how somebody talks? For those that are just listening to podcasts, it's like your jaw's so tight, everything's so tight in your body. It was so hard for her to get that done because it was so difficult. And the way I felt was like, man, can you do that for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
There's no way. So I was like, man, do you like to eat? Because I like to eat. She's like, yeah. I'm like, what you want? We started talking about chicken and steak, and we made such a simple plan based upon now just keeping up with what you eat. But there's nowhere in the world you can make any decisions or progression if you don't know what you're eating. Yeah. So we ended up making something real simple. I think it was like a smoothie, and we added a bagel in the morning. For lunch, she's like, I like chicken. So she did a roasted chicken with some steamed veggies and some brown rice. And I was like, cool, we're going to do that for leftovers again? She's like, yeah. Then we ate that for dinner, snacks in between. Totally different thing. Like, that sounds like something I can do that's sustainable. Yeah. But that doesn't take place if we don't track. So for those that are listening, don't get caught into the perfect thing, especially in your first week of this challenge. Like, just get the grasp of learning what you're putting in your body. Yeah. Then we can break down when to eat carbs, when not to eat carbs, when to eat protein, when not to eat protein. What happens when you don't have protein or you don't have enough energy to use from carbohydrates and fats? What does that do to your protein, your muscle or whatever? So I just thought that was a good conversation, Jay. And I don't want to spend the whole time that we have on just macros, but going back to winning, all right, should you try to win in nutrition? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely. All
right.
I think I did want to just hit this. I know I'm going to beat the dead horse with this one. As far as who we're talking to.
Okay.
I know you said we're not talking to competitors because they do eat like 800 calories and try to work out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I do want to talk about is, for me playing football, for you playing basketball, for anybody that has probably played sports, there's 100% a reason that there's an off season.
Absolutely. That's a good point, bro.
There's an off season for a reason, because you work your butt off and you put your body in, and you put your body through hell, let's be honest, with practices constantly, you know, trying to keep up. Heck, sometimes you get injured. You're playing through injury, but it's because you have to perform at a certain level when it's time to perform.
Absolutely.
So you're going through all of that, and it's not sustainable year round, and that's why there's an off season. Like, you go through your 4 or 5, 6 months, however long it is, of giving everything you got to it. You know, working out.
That's good.
Waking up early when you just tired, you're drained, but you're doing it to perform. And then once that performance is done, you got to recover.
Absolutely.
So for those of us that, because I have had conversations with people that look at people in competitions and this, that, and whatever. I had a conversation this morning. I saw their before picture and their after picture, and I think I need to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get up on stage, okay. Like you said, competition for stage, all of that kind of stuff, okay.
Yeah.
But if you're just saying, I just want to look good, no,
it's tough,
right? Because then you're gonna need an off season. And right now we're not doing. Right now we're just trying to live life. We're trying to live a life season, not an in and off season.
Right.
So I think that's important to know.
Well, the series is called the mindset of an athlete, right? I've never heard that verbally presented. So job well done to Jerry. It was really, you worded it great. You know, you think of these guys that we celebrate that conquer these amazing things, but you know, they got a dad bod at some point in the day.
They really do. They got to come back in a certain weight, but for a little bit there, they like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, they, you know, Super Bowl was in February.
Mm-hmm.
They popping cigars in their mouth. They're drinking. They're having a good time. So February and then March, and then those that are really go getters, probably by April they starting to get a routine and get back into it. But nobody. Let's talk about injuries quickly.
Okay.
With overtraining and not eating enough. To make it very plain, you don't eat enough, you're going to pass out.
You don't have enough fuel.
That's it.
Yeah.
We kept it really short. Like, you eat 400 calories a day. 400. I get math says that if you burn 1,600 a day, because you don't want to burn 3,200 because that's just too much work.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, I'm going to burn 1,600, and I'm just going to eat 400. I'm going to eat what Roger Rabbit and them eat.
Yeah.
Right? And what Roger and Bugs Bunny eat is not enough fuel for them, right?
Nope.
So you're in the grocery store and you just pass out. And then you're like, oh, something's wrong with me. No, you just didn't fuel your body. So that's number one. Number two. with working out, right? It all depends on the type of program you're doing.
Yep.
Period. If you're training for, I don't know, a powerlifting competition, right? And the fifth stage of the OPT model is powerlifting, right? That's when you're doing 8 sets of 1 rep on bench press, right? And you train like that every day on a muscle group year round. Something's going to happen eventually, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I think the hope, for me at least, when we talk about sharing the mindset of an athlete. Athletes know that they're going to occur some type of discomfort in the season. Right now it's March Madness. People ankles and knees and shoulders, they're hurting. They're playing through injury. Like, part of winning a championship has a lot to do with favor and luck.
Yeah.
Because who's healthy at the end of the year plays a huge role of who's winning. Like, everybody looks really good on paper, but who's healthy enough at the end of the season is a big component. So just know, if an athlete, I'm trying to think of a football guy, who's like the stud football player right now?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Oh, come to Houston. All right. If Lamar Jackson is a stud football player, I guarantee you this. Lamar Jackson's going to enter the next football season, and he knows that he's going to have some type of bruise, some type of nagging injury. I didn't say nobody hopes for an ACL or MCL, but he probably know, like, man, I'm going to jam my thumb. Yeah. I'm going to scrape my knee against turf. Like, those things are going to happen. But I think when people think of fitness and they train at that intensity, they don't think those things are going to happen. So if you do want to train with that intensity, just know, just as a football player or a soccer player, they know these bumps and bruises of the sport's going to take place because they're competing at that high level. Same thing happens in fitness. Yeah. So if you want to go through that in fitness, cool. But if you're like, man, I just want to feel good, I want to look good, then we're going to have to switch it up on training and also the way you feel yourself.
Absolutely.
So
I want to piggyback off of you because I really like where you went with the very first one. So first thing you said was, if you're not eating enough, you might pass out, right? I want y'all to understand that from the base level. Like, understand when you put food, it breaks down into all of these different molecular levels, and this, that, and the third. So you have food that, it goes through your body, and then your body absorbs it, and it does what it needs to do throughout your body. The reason you pass out is because, let's just say, like, your blood sugar levels. If your blood sugar levels are low, you're not getting enough oxygen really throughout your body. You pass out due to lack of oxygen because you're not eating enough. Yeah. Right? So it's simple stuff like that you kind of have to understand. Not eating enough doesn't necessarily mean I just don't have enough energy. Like, no, you don't have enough oxygen. Like, you got to think about what you're not eating and consuming. Your body's not able to do what it needs to do to properly function.
Absolutely.
So when you pass out, it's because your body's shutting down. You got to eat enough. Yeah.
What do you think is symptoms, Jared, of when you're going to pass out? Have you ever passed out?
I've never passed out, but definitely gotten close. Lightheadedness,
headaches.
Yeah, headaches. One of my big telltales when I knew I needed to sit myself down somewhere was kind of starting to see like little black spots.
I've had those.
Yeah, so that's lightheaded and black spots would be my two, but like tingling in your extremities, like your toes, your fingers, that lack of oxygen.
What about puking? 'Cause I've never blacked out, but I think I came close. I was dehydrated.
Yeah, I think puking comes with stars. I wouldn't necessarily say I don't know it to be a sign of you're about to pass out.
I took this person. I was like, was I about to pass out? But the reasons why you and I probably felt like that was because we were trying to compete on a certain level.
Yeah.
But that certain level that we were competing at wasn't a level that we need to do every minute of the minute for the rest of the day.
Nope.
Right?
I was going to piggyback that into the second point.
Good point.
Because you talked about the way you train and lifting heavy. So what we were doing when we were about to pass out, we were giving maximum effort.
Absolutely.
We were giving everything we had in our body. It tried to sustain it as long as it could, and then it got to a point where it's like, all right, bro, I'm running out.
That's all you got, Chris Green.
You're running out. So that's what the maximum lifting is. Like when you get under a bar and you put 295 pounds and this is your 1 rep max, you are literally using every muscle in your body, giving everything you got. So there's a reason you lift that, you put it down, and maybe y'all on Instagram, y'all see people do them heavy deadlifts, put them down, and then pass out because they gave everything they had to that. And it also has to do with breathing, right?
Yeah.
If you hold your breath through that, you probably gonna lose oxygen and pass
Absolutely.
out. I've done it at certain point in times where I'm giving everything I got. I'm breathing normal, but when I put that thing down, I start to see them black spots.
Sit your butt down.
But that's because you're giving maximum effort. Now imagine doing that, like you said, every single workout. You can't. You got to work your way up to that. But so, for a football training program, a regular program, we have a build-up. So we have 6 weeks till we build up for a 1 week where we do maxes.
Mm-hmm.
And we only do that in the off season. We do not do that during the season. We don't
you're
max.
playing. You can't.
Yeah. So and during the off season, we had these cycles where we build up to do a max week, and then after that max week, guess what we do? Almost nothing. Yeah. We have a week. It's a deload week, like we're physique lifting. I'll call it that. And then after that, we'll go back into our next strength cycle. But it's a build up for that one where we're trying to lift as heavy as we can.
Yeah, man.
But that's 1 week out of, let's say we have a 12-week program. Maybe we'll do that twice.
Out of 12.
Out of 12. So, again, it's very directed lifting.
Yeah.
And very measurable. So there's a reason y'all see football players gathering around people under that squat bar hitting that 1 rep max because they have prepared themselves for this win. And that 495-pound squat is a win.
Yeah.
So
and when you do it, it's a sense of like all that consistency and sacrifice and the being resilient at the times where you had to be. That's where that moment pays off. But that 1 rep that you seen Jalen Hurt doing, he didn't do that every minute. And that's the flip part that we see in gyms and boot camps and personal training. People want to be able to say, I'm going to put that effort in and I'm going to change my body because I'm going to put that effort in every single workout.
Yeah.
You can't. You're going to break down. And going back to the question that Christopher asked me, CJ, should we win? Am I playing to win?
Play to win.
Absolutely. So what we're getting to right now, the way that you win with nutrition, with working out, is literally fueling your body accordingly to the workouts that you're doing.
Yeah.
And choosing the right workout for what you desire.
Yeah.
Right? Here's a good example. If you're training to play, let's go basketball since it's March Madness. If you're training to play to be a Division I basketball player and you're doing bodybuilding workouts, even though you're strong and you're cut up, you're not conditioned to move explosively the way that you need to because you've been training like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But if you get a basketball player that's been doing plyometrics and all these explosive and long conditioning movements to condition their heart, and then you put them in a bodybuilding circuit for them to get on stage and have that physique,
They're going to pass out.
So do you see what I'm saying? It's two different things, and it's nothing right or wrong for the program that you choose, but choose a program that's going to get you to where you want to be, and then you got to stick with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hope that with this 10-week challenge, obviously they picked our program. All right, so cool. You obviously like just the way we train, right? We're gonna do some strength. We're gonna do some conditioning. We're gonna have some days that's gonna be hard as hell. It's gonna be some days that are just solid days, but they're all sustainable days. And we don't really just say, hey, you got to show up 3 times a day. No, I think you just show up once a day and at least 4 times a week, maybe up to 6, depending on how conditioned you are. But I'm hoping that you guys are taking the value that we're pouring out. We don't want you guys overtraining, but we also don't want you guys not fueling your body a certain way. And at the end of the day, our goal is to freaking win. And this is just one of the ways that you win as an athlete.
I like that you said all of that because I really want – I hope y'all were able to put in perspective how I felt it when you said obviously, we train to win, right? So we're training to win, but we don't – you shouldn't have to get in the gym and feel like you're dying, feel like, oh, I conquered the hardest workout in the world in order for you to feel like you won. Like that shouldn't be your gauge. Your gauge this is why I feel like it's important to have measurable goals because let's say you come into Mean Green and you had this measurable goal. You trust us through programming.
Yeah.
Monday might be tough, right? Might be a hard workout. Tuesday, not as bad. Like it was like, it was okay. And then you walk out of the gym after that, and you're like, I don't know, because if you don't have measurable goals, that's probably how you're gonna feel.
Yeah.
Because you feel like in order to get to this 20 pounds that I want to lose. I got to go in there and die every day.
You don't.
You don't. But you got to have, like I said, you have to have a measurable goal with, the weights we're doing, with the work we're doing, in order for you to feel like every workout is a win.
Yeah.
So it's going to vary. Again, for us, programming-wise, we sit down, we look at it. We have workouts where we look at each other like, oh, that's going to hurt.
Boy.
That's going to hurt. And then we have workouts where it's like, okay, that's going to be a good, solid workout. We don't want to kill them today. We want them to walk out and feel like they can do another workout.
Yeah.
And, those days vary. So I like that just because, like I said, in order for you to feel like you're winning on those days where it's not so tough, you're still winning.
Yeah.
Like, right, you're still headed in the direction you need to head towards that goal that you have.
I love it. I'm gonna bring it back to CJ again. Daddy, should we try to win? Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
How do you win? We're sticking with fitness. Fuel your body correctly. Move, right? And the cool thing about winning is such a great feeling. When you feel it, you continuously want to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't want him just to win in basketball. I want him to win in academics. I want him to win at being a kid.
Yeah.
I want him to win spiritually. I want him to win emotionally. But there's a part of me, and you actually came to their game when they lost in the playoffs. There's a part that I want them to understand when they compete as hard as they can and they don't win, how to react.
Yeah.
Because, listen, there are going to be some battles you're going to lose. There are going to be some times you try your best and you're going to lose. You're going to shoot thousands of jump shots and you're still going to miss the shot. There are going to be times where you ate as clean as you thought you should have ate and moved when you thought you were going to move and it didn't get you to the exact goal. Those are such key components that you have to master in life. But the only way you learn how to master those things is when you actually give your best and it doesn't go the way that you want it to go. And I know this sounds really crazy to a lot of you guys, but if you ever came to one of my class and we're lifting a heavy day, say it's a 3-rep max on a power clean, I'm like, hey guys, go to a point where you can't go no more on weight. And you look at me crazy, you're like, no, I just kind of want to keep the bar. No, I need you to go as heavy as you can where you can get it 3 reps. And then I'm okay with you getting the first rep and not the second rep and the third rep, and you're wondering why. Is because I can't teach you how to better move your body if I don't see your weaknesses. Yeah. But the only way I get to see your weakness is when you get to a point where you can't do something. And I think in fitness, everybody likes to move to a measure of where they're comfortable. Mm-hmm. And they're so scared of losing because they were trying to win. Now, again, I never told Christopher, hey, buddy, we're going to win every single game. I just said, do what it takes to win. Yeah. Jared, as we finish this thing, give us 10 minutes on this portion. How important is it for you to lose and react to when you lose? Man, and have you had a time where you actually lost? Right.
I think that's crazy important. I was literally thinking about some of my clients that, do certain lifts. I've seen people here do certain lifts and they won't go up. And when you ask them why, a lot of the times they bring in I'm nervous about hurting myself, or I'm nervous about XYZ. And the thing that actually does, y'all, it limits us as coaches, because how can I get you past that if I don't even know where your breaking point is? Like, how do I take you to the next level if I don't even know how to get how can I get you out of the gray if I don't even know what the gray is? Because as soon as we get there, you stop. So we can't even get to this area that'll get you to where you want to go because you keep stopping right here. So I really believe that
this boy right here, this boy right here, man, this boy right here. Well, all right. So, question.
Gotcha.
Response, not question.
Okay. I have a response to what you said earlier too, but you go ahead.
Well, because I might forget. Go for it.
I needed some time to think about it.
All right, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna tie this in with nutrition.
Okay.
Jared just said, how can he challenge you or to grow when you don't put yourself in a position to grow with the barbell, with the set of dumbbells, or maybe going faster on the run versus jogging or going to your comfort level, right? I want to rewind that and tie that in with food. Hi, guys. I know you tired of me, but this is the only way that I can love on you the way that I need to. How many of us said I'm not tracking my food?
I've heard a lot.
I ain't doing apps. Macros, I ain't doing macros. When you shoot the ball and you miss it, sometimes your elbow, this is my shooting elbow. If it's straight, I'm more aligned, Jared, to make the shot.
Yeah.
But sometimes as you get fatigued and you're at the end of the game, the elbow comes out, and you're wondering why your jump shot is flat. It's because your elbow's not under it. Now, some of you are like, what? Chris, I don't play basketball. And for those that play, you kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing when it comes to nutrition. If you don't put yourself in a position to be critiqued to get better, how are you going to actually get better? Like, I need some of y'all, I'm not asking for y'all to lose, but I need some of y'all to play the game so if you do lose, we can fix it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day with macros, as I get excited, I'm jumping to the edge of my plyo box, right? Some of us are not eating enough protein, and that's an easy fix. Because if we keep our macros and we see that maybe the muscle growth that we want, or maybe we lost muscle, and we're like, man, we need to increase the protein take. We don't know, but we don't know until you lose. Right? Same thing with energy. My energy levels are low, Chris. Well, let's look and see how much carbohydrates and fats that you're eating. Let's see when you're eating this. But if you don't track it, how in the world can we actually help you? So I'm not asking you guys to lose. Like, I hope y'all track y'all food and y'all just win.
Yeah.
But if y'all don't track, how can we help?
Absolutely.
So just look at it like this. Even if you lose at tracking your food 1 week, you got on the scale or you didn't feel the way that you want to feel, that's just like Chris missing that jump shot.
Yeah.
But I would never know that I need to get my elbows tucked in when I'm fatigued unless I take them shots. So I really want to encourage you guys, man. Even in spite of losing, when you try your best, is actually winning because you'll find growth from it. What you think, Jay?
That's exactly what I was going.
Ooh, hold up. We still tipping.
Because when you talked earlier about your boys and them playing to win, and I thought about them on the basketball court. And I know you asked me the same thing as well. When you play, obviously we play to win, right? But losing is somebody has to lose.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to sports, it's easier for me to take a loss in sports because at the end of the day, a loss to me is a learning experience. So is it really losing? No, because I got better. The other team didn't get better because everything they did worked. Right? So they don't know how to get better because everything they did worked.
I like that. That's tough.
So
that's tough.
So it's like I said, it's a learning experience to go back to the drawing board, and you can't get upset at a loss. To me. You get it's disappointing when you put in work and you don't come out on top. But when it comes to being bested by another team, I gotta know why. Is it coaching? Is it effort? Is it team camaraderie? And that's when leadership comes out of me personally, because I'm like, okay, they beat us because they have dinner together,
right?
We can't do that.
Right.
So, like, that's the kind of stuff that I think about when it comes to losses. You just got to kind of hit all of the avenues. And if you want to win, if you're a winner, that's what you're going to do. So when it comes down to
I like that.
Hey, we just talked about it. Macros,
like
diet, like all of that kind of stuff. Like, if you're a winner, you're going to find a way to win.
Yeah.
And you're not going to accept, oh, I did everything I could do and it just didn't work.
I like that.
You're going to win.
That's damn good. That's
You're
damn
gonna
good.
win.
That's damn good, Jared. It's it brings me back to my 10th grade year in Channelview, playing Lamarck High School, and I think I was either the leading or second leading scorer on my team, and I got fouled, and it was the game-winning shot. It took 2 free throws to win, 1 free throw to tie. I step up to the free throw line. I'm cocky, y'all. I'm a cocky little dude.
I can't imagine.
Oh man, I'm so cocky. Like I remember exactly what I did. Man, if Melton has the video, it'd be so dope. My little 120 pounds, I get to the free throw line. I'm hitting my chest. I'm looking at the crowd, like trying to calm it down because we were at home. I knew the value of me making these shots.
Yeah.
So I get there, and the coach calls a timeout to ice me. I come back. I get on my knees in the middle of the court. I'm praying. I get up. I'm cocky. I get to the free throw line, do my routine. Missed it.
Boink.
Oh man. So not only am I not going to win the game, the next shot, if I miss it, we lose the game. Step up to the free throw line. Back iron. We lost.
Boink. Oh,
not only did we lose the game, we played Lamarck. It was a 3-way tie. 4-way tie for first place, which means it's a 4-way tie. Only 3 teams went to the playoffs. Not only did I miss it and not win district, but we lost it and we didn't make the playoffs. So, as a 10th grader, that was so difficult for me. And I had got an interview once. We were playing, was it Texas Wesleyan? I forgot what team we were playing. And I hit a 3-pointer to win the game. And I told them on TV, I said, I think it was is that Fort Worth? I think Texas Wesleyan's in Fort Worth. So whatever the news station was, I said the reason why I won this, the reason why I made this shot is because I missed a game winner in my 10th grade year. And I think that in a nutshell is what I want to teach Christopher and everybody else. There's going to be some times where you try your best and you're really confident because of the skill and the experience that you had leading up to it. But sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce the way that you need. But the biggest learning tool is not to give up. Yeah. And I think the different 10-pound program, notice the title is a different 10 pounds. We got to really dive deep and do something that we've never done to create something that we've never created. And the only way we do that is even when it doesn't go the way that you decided to go or hoped it would go, just know the next shot you will only be able to make it if you take it. And I'm hoping as we wrap this up, man, that they understand what I'm trying to get to with that.
Absolutely, man. In closing, I feel like if you are not playing to win, I don't know what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing. Playing to win comes with consequences, y'all. We just talked about them all. If you play to win, obviously you run the risk of winning, right? You run the risk of coming out on top, having all of the things that come with winning, but also with playing to win, you run the risk of losing, right? And getting that learning lesson, having to receive that learning tool is what I'll call it. But that's the bottom line. And for this, if there's anything I hope y'all took out of this, play to win, right? In work, nutrition, the gym, relationship,
everything.
Play to win.
Everything.
Because the worst you can do is lose. And like we just said, when you lose, you learn. So what's the negative?
I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I said this actually, not that we knew that this podcast was going to be a month or two later. I think a month later, when I was speaking about the logo at the Mean Green party we had, it was like, man, I'm winning. I'm winning, and I want to be around people that want to win. And if you're not about winning, I don't want to be around you, right? And just thinking of the episode that we're talking about based upon a question that my child asked me, it's exciting to see and be a part of a mentality that wants to win. I think nobody woke up today and said, oh my gosh, I want to F up on my macros. Oh my gosh, I want to F up in life. Like, we all want to win. It's just sometimes we're not in environments that are welcoming to win. And I've been in toxic environments. I've been on toxic basketball teams where everybody was out for themselves, for stats, for status, and they didn't want to win as a team. The cool thing and the reason why I'm excited is because I'm part of Mean Green. And there are so many people that are here not because of what they want to post on Instagram or because they're trying to, I don't know, build their network, right? They're here because they want to win. Absolutely. And they're around so many people that feel the same freaking way. So I just want to salute all you guys, and for even the podcast being here and comment down below and listen to what we have to say. But I'm hoping that this brought value to him, Jared. I'm hoping that if you were wondering, should you be planning to win, you should.
Absolutely.
There was one thing that I didn't get to touch on, but we don't have time, I don't think.
Next time.
It's not a whole episode. It was the YMCA rule.
We'll start with that next time.
Okay. I don't even think we're going to hit it on the next time. We'll talk off camera. It bothers me. It bothers me. But, guys, subscribe if you haven't already on Apple, Google, Spotify. And if you're on YouTube, man, make sure you hit that thumb up button, share. We appreciate you guys. Jared, you got anything before we get out of here?
That's it, man.
Cool.
Y'all were great. Thank you.
March 25th, dodgeball. We want to see everybody.
March 25th, dodgeball pitch 25.
We in that thing.
Yes,
Hit
sir.
Jared. I see y'all later.